So I'm going to talk about these in the next hour if I hold it the right way up. These are out today. They're the new polymer plastic £20 note. I'll explain why it's special.
Now, if you're getting money out today, you could be one of the first people to get your hands on the new plastic £20 note, Ben. You've got one.
I have one already. There we go. That's it. Yeah, and we should call them polymer, to be fair, not plastic, to give them their official title. And look, they've been with us for a while. We've had the fiver, we've had the tenner already. Now the 20s come into circulation from today. Stop fighting over it. I need that back, by the way, as well, just to be clear. Now, the Bank of England started using these polymer notes, all designed to sort of improve security. The existing £20 note is one of the most common in circulation, but also the most commonly forged. So this is about improving security. All sorts of things on it, as Charlie's discovering. It's got the see-through window, it's got holograms, all of that makes it hard to forge. They're also much stronger as well. The polymer note expected to last 2.5 times longer than a paper one. So they're in circulation for a bit longer. And they will also be cleaner because, unlike paper, they don't pick up as much dirt and moisture. But we should be aware they're also made of something called tallow in them. And that's a problem because that's an animal fat. It means that it's anti-static. So if you're getting it out of the cash machine, for example, that's quite good news. It's anti-slip as well. Useful if you're getting it out of the cash machine, but not so good for vegans. They say they prefer an alternative. So let me talk you through some of those security features on them. For the first time, the notes will have 2 security windows, and it's also got 2 colour foil. That makes it very difficult to counterfeit. And there are also some raised dots on the side. That's a bit like Braille for visually impaired people. And you might have noticed there, it features a life of the artist Turner and his famous painting, The Fighting Temeraire. Now, even it's get so tech that you can take a picture of it using your smartphone and it will give you a sort of visual history of Turner's art and the painting and all that sort of stuff. So these are the security features that should make it harder to forge. It's also kind of got 2 textures to it. Some of it's really smooth and then some of it's got sort of a raised profile on it as well. So what do people make of all of this? Well, we went out to see what they made of the new 20.
That's really cool. I really like it. I think it looks really smart. And it's about time that we just get rid of all the paper money. Because working in a coffee shop, you just want, like, it all nice and uniform.
I feel like I should know who this person is, but I don't know who they are. Know who that person is. Seen them on The Crown.
I like this one.
Which one do you prefer?
The new one. Yeah, the new one.
Can I try and rip it? I mean, that's the test, right, isn't it? That you...
Keep it trying.
Oh.
Okay, that's
That's the test right there.
So, aren't we meant to be using less cash anyway? Does it really matter? You know, do they really need to change it?
You might wonder why they're investing so much money into this. Quite clearly because of the security things I talked about. Look, there's £70 billion worth of banknotes still in circulation, so you know there's a lot for them to change. The number of cash transactions is falling, though. You're absolutely right. And look, there were 11 billion cash payments in 2018, but that's forecast to fall to just under 4 billion by 2028. So yes, using less cash, but really, really important for people who don't have a bank account. Still a lot of people in the UK just don't have a bank account at all, and people who just prefer good old-fashioned cash. And that's frankly, you know, one of the reasons that they're investing in it. What I'm going to do in the next hour is speak to the chief cashier at the Bank of England. And I love that job. And it's also the person who gets to sign them all. I say sign them all. Their signature appears on all of them. So when they launched the £10 note, I spoke to them then, that there's a new chief cashier in the job who has signed the note. So we're going to speak to them in the next hour.
So other notes do exist. So the £50 note still exists.
Yep.
And that stays paper, does it?
For the time being.
OK.
How often do you even see a £50?
Well, you don't see them very often now, do you?
Yeah. And I think that's why they are...
Do other notes exist?
Fivers and tenors.
Fivers, tenors and 50s.
And 50s,
and 20s.
Yeah, that's it. So fivers and tenors already polymer, 20 the latest, and as we said, the most commonly forged, so kind of one that they were really keen to do. And the Bank of England had launched these. It was Mark Carney, because around the world, polymer or plastic notes are really common in other countries, particularly places like Australia. So we're very late to the game in this country to have come up with these. But now, as we've said, so many of the security features on there that should make them harder to forge.
The funny thing is, I mean, I'm holding up, can you see that on 6? So the old 20, the paper 20, and the new one, the polymer, You get used to things quickly. I don't think about it now, Rish, of fives and tens.
Yeah.
There is something about the feel of I mean, I know it sounds like nostalgia and it's, you know, we move on, but there is something about the feel of a paper note. It is fundamentally different.
But you know when it takes something new to make something else look really old? I think that's really... Like, the old 20 now looks really outdated already.
I quite
it
like
feels
it,
quite clunky and chunky and, you know... But
very carefully. And now, am I right in hearing that I'm hearing in my ear that the bigger notes do exist, but not in circulation?
Yes.
The Bank of England hold bigger notes.
Yeah, but they're just not used in the shops.
Yeah,
I mean, try using a 50 in a shop.
Yes.
You know, never mind going in with anything else. So, yeah, 50 is not widely accepted, so that's why it's been less of a focus. So the 20s, as we said, more of them in circulation, more commonly forged. So the idea of that thing is to mean that it's a bit more secure.
So what do you do with your new £20 note now?
Spend it. I think
do you have to give it back to the man who signs it?
No, these are in circulation from today, so they are legit. You can collect them from the machine, you can spend it from today. So shall I go and get a round of coffees?
Sounds like a great idea.
For 7 o'clock.
A bun. You get a bun.
What do you think? I'm a big spender, meta money.
You are. You've got more than us, mate.
Ben, we'll see you later on. Thank you very much.